Anyway, I wanted to watch this old Rebel News clip, okay, of where was it? Of Lauren Southern becoming a man. To see, you know, this is 2016 Lauren Southern, and she just had that talk with Hunter Avalon. I want to see if she really has improved or moved at all from 2016, and see the hardcore ownage of trans people that she was and of trans rights she was doing back in the day. Let's see.
Hello, lesbian Bieber checking in.
Okay, so this is her man outfit. So she's got sports attire and she's got like the blonde hair just slightly to the side. I feel like she could have added like a mustache or something. Like, not to say like she's trying to go the over the top like bro dude thing. So I feel like she could have gone like a little harder than like just a shirt and a hat, you know? It feels extremely low effort. Like not even trying. We're off to a great start already.
In with TheRebelMedia. I'm here today because I'm going to be going to a doctor's clinic to see if I can be diagnosed as a man. I don't know if it'll work. I've got a pretty good getup.
Actually, that's a good point. Not even trying like a real dude. Good point, chat.
In my opinion, and because gender is on a spectrum, I mean, unless they're massive bigots, they'll have to give me the diagnosis. Ezra has already given me some excellent tips. Things to say. Pals before gals. Let's get fucked up. May I have my license, m'lady?
Okay, so the problem is, right? She's saying unless they're bigot, like she's not going in there to get gender reassignment surgery, which would take a much longer process, a much longer like assessment of the situation. She's not going in there to get like what's necessary to actually transition physically and everything else. She's going in there to get like a license change. It should be as simple as walking into a doctor's office saying, identify as a man, give me a doctor's note. Hell, it shouldn't even take a doctor's note, and then you change the license. Like, why would Mr. Southern here, I guess we gotta say Mr. Southern because they're a man. Why would Mr. Southern here, like, think this is like a haha funny thing? Like, what should it be more difficult to get your gender changed on your government assigned driver's license? I'm a freedom lover personally. I believe that if I want to put whatever gender as on my driver's license that I want to, then I should be able to do that, okay? I don't know what the fuck this is even like. What's the joke supposed to be here? Like, what's the point behind this? That we need stricter regulations on driver's licenses? Like, I don't understand.
Thanks for the tips, Ezra. I'm sure they'll be super helpful. Let's go see if this works.
What can I do for you today?
She's doing the hidden audio thing. She thinks this is like a drug bust. She thinks this is like an undercover investigation, that she's revealing an undercover restricted world that we have yet to see up to this point. That she is she's the reporter of her generation. She's about to like, she's about to reveal the next Watergate of doctors' referral notes.
You might not get this question often, and I don't mean to waste your time at all, but I've been a gender non-binary person for about a year now.
Sorry,
Gender non-binary.
Binary.
So I use male pronouns, and among my friends groups, as Oliver can tell you, I've been identified as a male for a while. I don't always present as male, but gender is a spectrum. So, and unfortunately, right now, before Trudeau's law goes through, in order to get your...
Wait, so Trudeau proposed a law to make it so you could just change your driver's license like that? That's super based. Why would you put more needless barriers between people and just changing your driver's licenses? It's not like this is getting like gender reassignment surgery or a complex medical procedure. It's just a piece of plastic.
Identity card for when you go into bars and everything, you have to have a doctor's note to have your proper gender on there. It's going to be changing in the next 2 years and you won't have to have a doctor's note. So I just need a doctor's note that says I'm able to get my proper gender identification.
She is so nervous. You can, like, her voice is shaking. stumbling over her words. She is so nervous doing this. Does she think like if she gets caught, she's gonna go to prison or something? I guess maybe if they've got like two-party consent laws in like Canada, maybe. But it's not like the government's gonna crack down upon her for busting up the driver's license scandal of the century.
Able to get your...
So when I go to get my driver's license, so when I go into bars and stuff, people don't misgender me. I just want to be able to have male on my gender identification.
True, we could inform the gender police. That is yes, that is something I believe they have in Canada, the gender police, yes.
On my driver's license card, but I need a doctor's note to do that. They're changing it in the next 2 years, so you don't need any sort
so
of
that
note.
you don't have to identify female or male.
Yeah, no. I use male pronouns along with my friends, yeah.
So that he doesn't have to identify as female on his official government documentation.
Well, I'm going to give you the benefit of the doubt. I mean, it's not like I can prove anything, right?
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah, thank you.
So this is to, did you say identify?
To use, yeah, male identification.
This is to...
I mean, the doctor's doing what they should do here. Oh, okay, you want a doctor's note so you can change your driver's license? Okay. Like what should the doctor do? We need to do a round of tests so you could change this, so you can change your driver's licenses. Like this is what the doctor should do. It's just okay, sure, if you want this. Like it's just a driver's license. This isn't like oh, they're changing they're getting surgery or they're taking this new medication or they're taking this new experimental thing or this is for long-standing psychological treatment or this is for any other really thing that change your life forever. No. It's not for nothing of that sort. It's literally for a piece of plastic that would make somebody's life easier just by changing a single letter on that piece of plastic. To be completely honest, the fact that someone even has to go to a doctor to get that referral is silly to me. And if what she's saying is true, is that Trudeau's put through a law making it so you don't have to do that, that's great because this seems silly. But the doctor is doing exactly what you would expect a doctor to do here. What should the doctor do? What would be the correct thing for the doctor to do?
When did you start using the male?
About a year ago.
So any particular reason that the sudden change in the past year?
I feel that my gender is a more masculine gender. I don't always present as masculine, but inside, gender is a spectrum. It's different how you present, it's different how you feel, and I've always felt more masculine. I'm attracted to girls. I've always been more masculine.
So it's always
as an
been,
individual.
it's not like it's a sudden thing from last year.
It's been it's been a long time, my whole life.
Okay. Do you want me to say that you should be identified as a male?
Yes, please.
Okay. Okay, the letters of
Thank you so much.
Okay, so I am in absolute shock right now. I am now medically diagnosed as a male. This is astonishing to me. I mean, it's quite clear that my hair is just...
What? No, they just gave you a piece of paper so you could change your ID. That's it. All they did was give you a piece of paper so you could change your ID. They were not giving you anything to like do surgery, medication, anything. Just were giving you a piece of paper to change your ID. What do you think the doctor should have done? No, you must go through the 30 medically approved tests and all these things and jump through some fire hoops in order to change a single letter on your ID. What do you mean? What would the thing? How many hoops should people have to jump through just to change their driver's license?
Up in a hat, but I guess that's all it takes to get your diagnosis.
Look, every trans person must do 20 flips, 15 sit-ups, and jump through 3 fire hoops before jumping over a swamp before they can, change their driver's license.
So I already have better eyesight. I think I'm getting paid more. You know, I'm stronger, I feel more privileged. This is great. Being a man is great. But I need one last thing to be a real man. I need to legally be a man. So we're gonna go and see if I can get—
The thing is, the point of this isn't to like the point of this is to mock how easy it is to, I guess, change your driver's license. But it should be easy to change your driver's license. That's your life. You should have control over what gender you identify as when it comes to your driver's license. This isn't for some long changing medical procedure. I've already brought this up a million times. So what this in effect does is mock the ease of access, which is going to get easier, and thank goodness it's going to get easier in Canada. Meaning that mockery is supposed to advocate for what? More regulations? More governmental interference with people's personal lives? What's the point supposed to be?
get my government ID changed to male.
Now she's got a hidden camera. So now she doesn't only have hidden audio, but hidden camera. She is going to the equivalent of what to Americans would be the DMV to change her driver's license with this doctor's note. And she thinks this is like a sting. She thinks she's about to like bust the cartels, bust up like a ring of thieves and corruption and a scandal. When again, all she is effectively doing is boring paperwork to change a single letter on a driver's license.
Hi. I'd like to get my Ontario ID card.
Sure. What documents do you have?
I brought passport.
You never had a Ontario?
No, I just moved here a month ago. I've got my old BC license.
Then your middle name is
Sherry. Cherie.
How's it going?
$35
Good.
for this one?
Sure. One more thing. For purposes of this identification, I would like to be identified as male. I brought in all of the proper documents.
Huh. I'm glad you told me. One moment, sir.
What a nice clerk. Look how polite they are. Immediately. Sir. Is that the scandal? What a based clerk, being so polite and nice to this person, right? Hey, I've got all the proper documentation. I'm a male. What's the thing that is supposed to happen here from a conservative perspective? I don't know. You gotta pop down your. Is this like the transgender sports issue? I don't know. I have to do a genital inspection before I approve this paperwork. Like this just seems very polite of them. This feels like how it should go. In fact, it should be easier. Just to skip the whole doctor's note portion.
Yep.
They expected it to be easy. Actually, this is harder than it should be. Cut out the whole doctor's note portion. That's number one. And number two, it should be easy. This whole process should be easy. It should be something, honestly, you can just do online if you really want to. Like, why? Why make it difficult? Why put pointless barriers between people and changing their ID cards?
Is there some course for this happening?
Thank you, John.
Yeah, I have a question for you. I have a comment thinking that for applying for the passport, for the Ontario passport.
Oh, wow.
Look how efficient this government process is. Owned.
Identify. So I have a letter from the doctor, information for that. Can I accept it? Sure. Here, I just want to show it to you. So this is your photo card number.
Thank you. Excellent. Thank you so much. Okay, so as of today, I now have a doctor's confirmation that I should be identified as a male and legal confirmation that I am indeed a dude. I
On your driver's
honestly
license.
didn't expect it to be that easy.
It should be easy.
And you know what? Some people might be wondering, like, what's the big deal? So what if people can just change their gender whenever they want? How does that impact me? How does it impact society? Well, I'll tell you how it negatively impacts society.
How?
It makes us, as a whole, give up our sense of honesty, objectivity, and
Our sense of honesty? Okay, the thing is, okay, if I go, okay. If I am going into like a place to like give them my height and weight, should it be that in order for me to give them my height and weight, or if they ask my blood type, should they have to do a blood test when they ask my blood type? Do they have to, like, in a lot of places they don't. And when I did it, I just told them I was 5'10" because I was 5'10". I knew it from going to the doctors. Should they have to do a test on my height as well? Should I have to jump on a scale for my weight? Do they have to have medical professionals at the DMV checking every little detail to confirm like whatever this is? So you're talking we need psychologists at the DMV to confirm if someone's a male or a female? Because you know what? I could go to the DMV right now and I could be there, and you know what? If we went through this whole process logically, the logical conclusion is if they ask me my gender and I say man, they could be like, we don't know for sure. Let's do this test. This would have to be applied equally to everybody. It should be an easy process. What you're advocating for is pointless government intervention in the private lives of people and trying to put through more hoops and barrels for people to jump through and jump over. It's pointless government interference in the private personal lives of people. It should be as easy as 1, 2, 3.
respect for facts. I mean, we've gotten to this point of toxic hedonism where we've decided that we prefer feelings over objective honesty. We've decided that we prefer to do whatever makes us feel.
Gender really does depend on how you identify, right? This depends upon how you live your life. And you know what? For something as simple as an ID card, this isn't destroying the honesty of society. This is something that is mundane. Therefore, they're not going to have a million different hoops for you to jump through. If you were somebody, let's say a child trying to go on puberty blockers, it'd be much different. A lot of people have this perception that a child going on puberty blockers is a child wandering into a doctor's office and, hello, I wore a dress today, therefore I'm a girl. Please, you put me on puberty blockers. Never mind, actually just chop off my penis. And that's like the weird concern. And then the liberal doctor comes out like, okay, here's my hatchet, no anesthesia, chep. And that's the idea. That's the perception many people have of how it works. What actually happens is that somebody, after feeling years possibly of gender dysphoria and feeling that they identify a certain way, will go to a medical professional with their parents. And with the consultation of medical professionals, their parents and themselves, then they will look at the idea of using puberty blockers. That is a lot of hoops to jump through. You consult professionals, etc., because these are things that have impacts on people's lives. Changing a letter on that card does nothing. It changes nothing. It just changes how that person is identified when walking through everyday life. Hello, barman, here's my card. Okay, sir, you have a nice day. That hurts nobody, makes it easier for that person, and they go about their lives being identified the way they want to be identified. This feels like pointless government intervention and something that doesn't need it.
Good rather than acknowledge the reality of situations. I showed up to get my government ID wearing makeup. I had my hair down.
Okay, this right here has nothing to do with what we're talking about. We had nothing to do with age. It has to do with gender. So while that person might identify as a girl, they're not a 6-year-old girl.
Get my government ID wearing makeup. I had my hair down. I was wearing high heels. I was talking like a chick when I was there. But when I said I want to be a male, the government worker played into my delusions because she doesn't want to get fired. And in fact, if Bill...
Your delusions, you weren't deluded, you were just lying to people. You right here tried to like prove to everyone how we need to be honest by just going around and lying to people. This isn't happening. There's no pandemic of people changing their IDs to say they're male or they're female, lying to people. For what reason? What motivation would somebody have to do it? If somebody identifies as a dude, then they're a dude. What's the problem? What's the problem? Who's lying? Who's going to these locations like, you know what? I want to go through pointless government bureaucracy for no reason whatsoever. I would like to make my life more difficult, face more discrimination, face possible medical procedures, go through government bureaucracy, and face the ostracization of others because I'm dishonest? This feels just like the homosexuality argument where, oh, you chose to be gay. This is all delusions. You're choosing to be a homosexual, even though all the vast majority of evidence shows that you are a homosexual and that homosexuality is something that we see in nature, as we've seen in all mammals, and it can develop through hormones while in the womb, and et cetera, et cetera. This just feels like her looking at this pointless steps that people have to go through, and instead of saying the anti-government, more libertarian outlook of, actually, you know what? There should be less regulation here. She jumps on the more regulation train because she said these people are lying. Just like they said the gays were lying about being really gay, and that gay people chose pointlessly to go through more ostracization through society, go through discrimination, take away, have to deal with the fact that up until 2015, in the majority of this country, you couldn't marry your significant other, deal with adoption discrimination, deal with literal lynchings, all for lulz and kek W's. Have we seen the higher murder rate and suicide rate in the trans community? Who would purposefully choose that life? Who would say, you know what, I want to, just to be dishonest, just to trick the world, go and make it so I'm discriminated against at higher rates, have to deal with higher suicide rates, have to deal with higher murder rates and hate crime rates, and discrimination from my own government? Why?
C-16 goes through, Trudeau's new bill on transgender rights, LGBTQ things. People could literally go to jail for denying someone's gender identity, no matter what they present as, no matter if they have a...
This is not true. We've already been over it a million times, but Bill C-16 was pointlessly demonized as some terrible bill that was going to throw people in prison because you bumped into someone in the street and said, oh, sorry, sir. And then they said, it's ma'am. And then you get thrown in the gulag. That's not how the bill works.
A doctor's note or anything, you could go to jail. That is insane. Today, you can go into a doctor's office, and this is even before Bill C-16 has gone through, and it'll take you 1 hour, not even, to intimidate a doctor into giving you whatever.
Intimidate a intimidate. Like the trans community are going into doctor's offices with like bats and tire irons. Like, you better give me a doctor's note to change my ID, or I'll get you fired, or bash your skull in. This isn't happening. They as in like the conservative right really had to evolve their like anti-trans arguments, because in 2016, man, this is some weak sauce, man. This is some outdated material.
Whatever identification you want. We're embracing calling professors they. We're considering making it illegal.
What's wrong with... I just called you they and many other people they. I call people they all the time. Look, for example, here is it in a sentence. Rob Noor, they have this position. Yeah, they think this. Yeah, Rob Noor, they think this about the Capitol riots. Look, I just used it in a sentence. Has the world collapsed? No. I use gender neutral language in reference to everyone, basically, almost.
Legal to question people's ridiculous pronouns. How far can this go? Society is going to come to a crossroad at some point. Are we going to embrace reality or fiction? Thanks for watching.
What do you mean fiction? All the medical science backs up the fact that trans people are what they claim to be. Apparently, you're pushing fiction. Whatever. What's wrong with learning and improving over the years? Do you think not all trans debates move the needle? I do think it moves the needle. It is just kind of weird to look back only 5 years and see these were the arguments that were being made and perpetuated by the right. This is Rebel News. This is Lauren Southern. These were larger. Lauren Southern is a little bit fallen off the map now, but these were larger creators who are making these anti-trans arguments. Go and look at Hunter Avalon's old anti-trans videos, which I know now he disavows. But these arguments, man, they were like little fetus arguments, right? They had yet to fully develop. They were just completely laced with just presumed bigotry because they had the advantage on societal perception of trans people. Because in 2015, 2016, most people had no clue what trans issues, trans people, what that even meant. Nowadays, it's becoming more and more normalized with the President of the United States saying, like, we need to advance trans rights during his speech to Congress. They don't have that advantage anymore when it comes to just, like, no societal knowledge and just presumed bigotry. Gay rights would be a great other example. From 2015 to now, think how much the needle has moved on gay rights. Let's actually look at that. Gay rights polling. Now, it's not at all at the same levels, right? And I would say that there's still a lot of work to do on trans issues, and it's still a lot of work to do on gay issues. But support for same-sex marriage is reaching every single year. It's a record high. Every single year, it's a record high. It is at 67 as of 2020. By this year, it might almost be at 70%. Every year, it is a record high. And it's happy to know, and I'm happy to see it. Now, is it still concerning to me that about 3 in 10 Americans don't think I should be able to marry the person I love? Yes, but it's progress.